TSP, we like to welcome you. Every show we drop a gem on you to invest in you. We giving you the game, not no lame shit. These other podcasts talk about the same shit. We talk sports, world news, entertainment. Good eats on that grill, we get dangerous. TSP, we like to welcome you. Your day, week, month, we hope that we can help you through.
Okay.
There you go. Welcome.
All right. Was that me? On me? My internet? Is it?
No.
I gotta ask every 5 minutes anymore.
No. That was just me forgetting to bring us back on to the
Come on, Dilo. You know I'm on edge with my internet. I just spit everywhere too. Jeez. Great start. Anyway, yes, sir. TSP episode 228. I'm your host, Bobby Hall, and with me, as always, when he remembers to bring us back on, that's young Dilo, Dylan the Savage. Dylan, how we doing, my friend?
Yeah, we're doing good now that we're here on frame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's always good. You know, it started to give you a little scare there. You said you upgraded your internet the past few weeks. Kind of been shitty. Spectrum has given you kind of, they cornered the market over there in your parts of town. So you have no choice but to upgrade with probably, I assume, Spectrum, correct?
Yeah, up to a gig. I went up to a gig, and then I had him send me a brand new modem and router, which I probably should have just had him send me the new equipment and see if that worked instead of upgrading. But I talked to a buddy of mine, Jake Griffith. He lives 2 minutes from me. He's like, I was having the same issues, upgraded, got new equipment, haven't disconnected or anything since. So I'm like, all right, I'm tired of this shit. This other company, Amplex, that's out here, they're not down our street yet, but I guess plans are in motion to make that happen, hopefully sooner rather than later. And when that does happen, I'm gone. But for now, I can't keep coming on here every week and being grainy or, losing connection altogether, running off my cell phone hotspot, or struggling to just stream TV shows with the lady, I just need working internet. So, and that was probably their ploy. Like, hey, let's fuck him up until he upgrades. We'll squeeze out some more money. So, $20 more a month.
Yeah,
and
smart.
It is what it is.
It's kind of like what phone companies do, don't they? Like, what's going to shove down your throat all these updates for your phone that's going to eventually just slow it down to a cripple where you have to buy the new phone and upgrade that until it's a vicious cycle that we have no choice. Because we need communication in life, and if you don't have a phone, it's pretty much the all-in-one device, man. Computer in the pocket, you need it.
Yeah, that's a fact. So these days, you use it for everything. You really do. Now with AI, Chat GBTs and all the other things in the world, where you can ask it anything and show you everything. Yeah, the phone truly is the Swiss Army knife of the 21st century. Yeah, but when I'm here, I just need the internet to do what I pay a lot of money for it to do. So,
yeah, it's certainly not a cheap utility bill for that. I mean, it's rightfully so. You kind of need it for everything, like we just talked about. We're in 2026, Bobby, and streaming cable is a thing of the past for probably 90% of us. And streaming on all these platforms, all these different devices, you need it. You need it, Bobby. And good thing you got the gig, because I'm assuming you probably got at least 5+ devices running at one time, streaming things and so forth and whatever. So, you need it.
Minimum. Yeah, probably 5 to 6, 7 devices for sure. There's 3 phones in the house. One of the kids, the VR, they're always on the VR. PlayStations, Xboxes, smart TVs.
Yeah,
you name it, man.
hopefully you tested the internet. If you get one of those apps on your phone, you can test it, and you'll be
Like the
probably
speed?
pissed off. Yeah, you probably get pissed off.
The day that I upgraded, I think it was spitting out like 800 to 900. So I mean that's I'm definitely not expecting to get one a full gig 24/7. I just know that's not how it works. But as long as I wasn't getting what I was paying for previously, then I'm okay. And so far it's been not quite a week. I think like 4 days, 3 or 4 days. No disconnections, and you say I look because those weeks where like I was having issues with my camera, I couldn't tell on my side, so I just was off everywhere. But then when you would post the clips and shit, then that's when I would see like, damn, that looks terrible. So
yeah, I mean, you look good, man. Looking fresh, looking smooth, looking clean.
Good, and already I got my Epic Focus. So I don't know the last time I've ever drank a Ghost this late in the day, but you got to do what you got to do, baby. You know what I mean? This TSP, and we make it happen.
Halfway through mine right now.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, almost fucking spilled the rest.
Quick thing, real quick, that I just got to get off my chest. That's pissing me off because we're getting close to Easter. We're 2 weeks away, which we will be off that week. But I'm thinking April 6th, which is the Monday we would usually drop the audio version of the episode. We'll have the Jungle Gym full-length vlog from our trip there. It's about 15 minutes long. Really good. I finished it last weekend, but I just had to put a couple touches to it, so it is ready to go, but we'll just save that for the week we don't have an actual episode. Enjoy some, Easter time with the family. The kids get their baskets and enjoy some good food and stuff. But the segue into that is my mom, like, I don't know, one of her customers or something from work gave her a $50 gift card to Honey Baked Ham. Okay. She's like, sweet, because I'm going to be hosting. I'm going to have my mom and brother come over and just sit over here. It'd be a lot easier than having to race out 40 minutes away and spend time with a bunch of people that don't really give a fuck about us. But that's a whole other thing, D-Lo. So I'm like, yeah, $50 gift card to Honey Baked Ham, absolutely, because I mean that's the Cadillac of hams, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So put our order in. And oh man, even with that gift card, Dylan, I still paid $50. $100 a ham?
You're shitting me.
$100 a ham.
Inflation,
and then it's like I don't know if I had the gift card, so I'm like whatever. But any other time, because right now at Kroger it's like 85 cents a pound, so I could have got a 10-pounder for what, less than $10. But whatever. I got the gift card. It still did pain me a little bit to pay the $50 for the Honey Baked, but that they truly are the top of the top when it comes to hams. So
$100 top.
I didn't pay $100.
Sure, but maybe they just hand out those gift cards, knowing that it's actually a $50 ham. So they make you feel like you're getting $50 off a $100 ham, but it's really just, I mean, they're making. I mean, I don't know. Marketing's weird.
Whatever the reason was, I got a hold of the card. It took half the price off, but still, the fact that even after all that, it's still 5 times what I would pay at Kroger. But yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for, I guess. So I don't remember the last time I've actually had a Honey Baked Ham like from the company, just because of shit like that. Usually, like I said, I'm a Kroger, a Meyer guy, 75, 89 cents. Certainly less than $1 a pound. And usually, it's probably just as good. But I'll have a placebo effect. Like, yeah, this is you can't get this anywhere else.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell myself that to make myself feel better. But unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
that's like Honey Baked Ham. I mean, you're paying like prime rib prices.
Oh yeah,
prime rib.
Yeah,
talking about.
I grilled up some steaks. I showed you earlier tonight. Grilled up some steaks, dude, on sale. Still spent $32. So on 2 steaks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I could have just, spent $5 extra with the Texas Roadhouse and had it grilled for me. Had the whole experience and them coming out, blaring the music, doing the square dancing for me.
It tasted better though at your house on the coals.
It was great.
Not on some fucking flat top griddle. Actually, they probably got a grill back there, but
applauded at the household for my steak.
Yeah, well, apparently wasn't enough, but we won't go into that.
Yeah, still sore subject.
Yeah, we won't. I'm sorry, man.
Move it along.
I'm in the same boat, brother. Okay. I just had a fight about it a couple days ago. So,
which makes me feel. I'm glad we share those things because it makes me feel.
I want us to be in the other. You know what I mean? I want to get out of this boat. It's got a hole in it.
Yeah. Plug one, and another one opens. But yeah, we digress.
Some yacht just drove by you and I in our little fucking fishing boat, and we're about to capsize because of the
waves.
Yeah, I want to get on the yacht over there.
That yacht is 10 years ago. We missed our shot. We missed our shot to get out of the yacht.
We'll see.
It's over. It's over.
But D'Lo, we're back, and it feels like it's been a couple weeks because last week we just did a little recap, like 45-minute, hour recap with our very suspect chips. Low scores all around. Got a 0 and a 1 from my boy Jax. But man, yeah, even that Jungle Gyms trip, I feel like it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
At this point, but we have a guest again this week. Very excited. We'll go ahead and bring him on in a minute, D'Lo. But as you're just like me, we both love some college football, Madden, and even I haven't got it yet this year, but last few years I've really gotten into the show. We're both very open about how we're not humongous baseball guys. I love Shohei Ohtani. But I'm not over there watching 162. But when it comes to the video games, those are fun, man. Especially road to the show type stuff. You're always kind of trying to look up tips and ways to kind of improve yourself because some of them it can be a little hard. Playing those games, the baseball games, trying to hit the pitches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you're just playing on like rookie mode, which that can be fun for a little bit, but again, super boring. But I discovered this streamer, Nutzypoo. He's kind of a guy that he streams and also does like YouTube videos, with like tutorials and kind of behind the scenes stuff. And it's a great help. You kind of learn the game a little bit and learn how to improve and kind of get some info. He kind of will also break. Especially before the new games come out, be like, hey, I heard this feature's changing, or they're keeping this, adding that. And that's always stuff you look for. We're always, especially with college football, when that was gearing up to come out, we were always looking up, the rumors and all that stuff coming out of there. So that's kind of what he breaks to the fans and stuff. But I asked him to come on as well. He obliged, and we're going to talk to him about the fact that he's not only a streamer, Dylan, he's a lawyer. So it's crazy, crazy differences there in the two jobs that he has. But very excited. We'll bring him on here, Dylan, for episode 228. We are going to be live with Nutzypoo.
Remember to bring him
on. And there he is. Yeah. And the cameras looking clean now.
Immaculate.
That's good. StreamYard came through for us, so it's perfect.
Great shot of the hat.
I was actually kind of worried, you guys. I was like, man, it looks so good on my end. I don't know what's going on here, guys.
It had to be a streamer thing just screwing with us. I don't know, but everything came through. That's great. We'll take it. But really appreciate you coming on the show, man, and giving us some of your time. We set this up for a while, so glad we can make it happen, man. Welcome to TSP. How you doing?
Thanks for having me, guys. I always love. I'm gonna plug it, right? I always love talking shop, man. Part of the reason that I enjoy content creation so much is interacting with my community, talking to people about their days, talking about what's going on in their lives, and telling them what's going on with my life. So this kind of felt like a natural thing to come do with you guys. Just two bros talking shit, right?
Yeah, that's 100%. That's the name of the game when it comes to the show. That's perfect synopsis there. But so we got to cut to the chase, man. Like I said, how does a lawyer become a streamer named Nutzypoo? Because I'm guessing the lawyer part came first, or was it vice versa?
It was around the same time, right? So
Okay.
I started streaming. I think my first stream was in December of 2019, and my first day as a practicing attorney was September of 2019. So like it was pretty close one after the number. And to be completely honest with you, I needed some of the lawyer expendable income to like buy the setup that was
Yeah.
necessary
Yeah.
to stream. Because obviously this equipment and stuff is not cheap, but it kind of came in at the same time in 2019. That was like the heyday of Twitch with like Ninja and Tim the Tap Man and Dr. Disrespect and those guys, and I was watching them all the time, and I was like, you know what, man, I think I kind of have the personality to do that. So it kind of just felt natural for me. I've always loved video games growing up. It was how I always spent my free time. Sports video games specifically was something that I always loved. So it kind of felt natural to like start making content, and honestly, it really did boil down to like kind of just trying to prove to myself that I could do it. I thought I could, and it took a couple years to get my feet under me and get rolling, but um, ever since then, it's just kind of been chasing those highs of one upping myself as we roll. I know people always hear the name Nutzypoo. It's a very unconventional name for a content creator. What is important to know for everyone out there is it's a play on my real name. Now I'm not gonna like out myself. I'm not gonna dox
Sure.
myself here on your pod, but
Sure.
it's a play on my real name. So people who know me in real life understand why my name is what it is. So that's kind of where it came from. But yeah, I mean, I started 2019, and then obviously just a couple months after I went live for the first time, the world shut down. And everything kind of changed, and my day job really didn't change all that much because we were considered kind of essential workers as everything was going on. But um, it gave people a lot of time to chill out and play video games and watch their favorite streamers and watch their favorite content creators. And I kind of rode the wave of the growth that came along with that time, and I've rode that wave to where we are now.
Yeah, oddly enough, we kind of look back fondly on 2020. As crazy of a year it was, just because like Warzone with all the guys, everyone's home all day. Like it was just one of those things where like that because we both have kids, families, jobs, so like that doesn't happen anymore. We just get on and play with the guys for 8 hours a day. But you could do that for like a 10-month span. So just for that reason alone, yeah, you kind of look back a little fondly on on the COVID days, which is kind of wild to say, but
No one looked sideways at you during that
Yeah.
time for like sitting and vegging out and playing 10 hours of video games. And I know like if I remember right, Animal Crossing came out in like 2020, which brought like a whole group of people who were not gamers into being gamers, and kind of the nerdy stigma that came along with video games has really changed over the last like 5 to 10 years, in part because everyone got shut down in 2020. For me, it was a crazy time because I was only dating my wife at that point. Like we had just started dating like a year before everything shut down. So it's not like we were living together. So there was a lot of downtime in my apartment when I would come home from work. And rather than just sitting there in my underwear and watching TV, I was like, I'll turn on a webcam and play video games with a bunch of people online.
yeah, that time too had to be kind of beneficial to you as well, just because everyone was probably tuned in on Twitch and just kind of chilling out, watching you play or stuff like that. So that probably had to be a big help and kind of definitely help with growth, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, the metrics were insane. Like the watch time hours for Twitch, and there really at that point there was no other competitors. Like YouTube hadn't really got big into the live streaming game. Mixer never really caught on. Obviously, Kick wasn't a thing yet. TikTok was just in its infancy. So like everyone, if you were watching live streams, was watching Twitch, and everyone had their favorite Twitch streamers. And I was able to kind of ride the wave. So like, I hit affiliate within the first month of me streaming. By MLB The Show 20's launch in March, I was probably averaging 20 viewers at a time. So like just starting on the journey. And then by the time like June or July rolled around that year, I was averaging like 40 to 60, right? So even for me, and I was just starting out and being smaller at that point, like I saw a huge jump just from March to July, and I think a lot of that is just people were at home, and especially during that time because there was no baseball going on too. So like people were trying to like fill that gap of the baseball season by watching people play MLB The Show, and I mean it was just natural. Like everyone was kind of blowing up around that time. So
out the gate, that was your top game then, the show. That's been your bread and
it
butter.
was. Yeah, I mean, it took me a couple of months to like get there. My first streams were like I played some FIFA, but I wasn't like a top level FIFA player, and that game's crazy oversaturated. So I tried out like NHL, which I love the NHL series too, and that was really fun. And I got to play with my viewers and that kind of stuff. And then a couple of viewers came in and they were like, "Oh, MLB The Show," and I had been playing MLB The Show for 15 years, 20 years at that point. Like I've been playing MLB The Show since '06. So I would buy it every year, but it was never like it had never crossed my mind to make content on it. And then those viewers came in, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we love the show. You should try it." And so I transitioned probably 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks before MLB The Show 20 dropped, and fell in love with it, fell in love with the community, and it was just kind of a natural progression from there.
Okay. Clearly, because you're still doing it to this day, there's not any issues, I guess, between the two kind of counteracting one another. But at first, was your job just like, hey, we kind of want you focused on work rather than streaming, or were they always kind of cool with it?
No, I mean, they've always been kind of cool with it. One of the reasons that I was really happy to start at my firm, because I didn't want to go to a firm that I was going to like run myself into the ground as a lawyer. Because like you do hear a lot of lawyers that are like, yeah, man, I'm billing 60, 80 hours a week and like I'm sleeping at the office. And like that kind of grind was never really what I wanted to do with my career. So I made sure to find a firm that was really, really about kind of work-life balance and really viewed lawyering as like an 8 to 5 job. Now, obviously, I have longer hours than that if I have like trial or if I have deadlines or that kind of stuff. But I was very lucky from even from the get-go. It was like very much an 8 to 5 to me. So that allowed me to kind of come home at 5, and my time was my time. I've always tried really, really hard to distance my lawyering from my content creation. Like everyone who watches me knows that I'm a lawyer. Like it's something I've never tried to hide, but I do try to keep. There's a lot of weirdos out there, man. There's a lot of weirdos.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will try to kind of screw with you and screw with what you have going on. So like I've tried pretty hard to like limit the ability to actually find me, even if I'm pretty open in what my career is. But even when I started at the firm, all of the partners knew that I streamed. All of them knew that I made content. So it was never like a situation where like, ooh, I don't know if you should be doing that. It was more like a healthy interest in like, oh, that's interesting. We haven't had someone who does that. What's that like? Kind of stuff. So I've been very blessed. Like I kind of got a perfect situation where my work has been pretty supportive of what I do. My content creation has done well, and then obviously the big background here over the last couple of years is my wife is my rock in making sure that I have time, because at the end of the day, like I have my job, I have my career. If I had to choose tomorrow between staying a lawyer or turning off my content creation, it would be turning off my content creation, and that's just how it is. So having someone in my corner, my wife, who's like, yeah, go stream, I'll handle the kid tonight, go take care of that, has been awesome. So I kind of have like those 3 pillars that have made this work over the last handful of years.
Yeah, it's big. So like obviously being a streamer, you got your chat in there, and you're gonna have trolls coming in and out, especially over there on the TikTok side. That's just what it is. People don't have better things to do, so they'll come in there and talk crazy, and probably sometimes might bring up your family and stuff. So have you ever had to be like, hey dog, I'm a lawyer, and then do they just like scurry off, or because that's gotta kind of feel good to be able to pull that card on some of these losers?
Yeah, I mean, it's never gotten to that. Like, my content and the way my filter works when I'm on stream, I'm not afraid to clap back at someone who comes into my stream and tries to talk their shit. Like, I will put you back into your place. And that's just is what it is. Now, if you talk about my daughter, if you talk about my wife, that is the most quick block you will ever get on a channel. That just is what it is. I'm not messing around with that. But I mean, you can talk your shit at me and you can try, and that's all fine and dandy, but I'm going to give it right back to you. Now, I have had a couple of people cross that line. I've had a couple of people go out of the way to find me, find my family. They've went so far as to text my mom, text my wife. And that is when I had to like lay the smack down and be like, listen, I'm a lawyer. I know the law. I have law enforcement friends. Like, this is not a game you want to play because I will make your life really frustrating. But I mean, I'm lucky that like most of the trolls are just like kind of wanting your attention and to kind of have that back and forth and don't take it to that level. But there definitely has been people in the past who have tried.
Yeah, they always think that they can kind of get away with it. You know, I got a VPN.
Right.
They'll never find me. You know,
brother, you're trackable. I promise you are findable.
Yeah. Has it ever crossed your mind, possibly, because you see like these newer up and coming streamers, like a Burnt Peanut, if you will, or like you mentioned, Dr. Disrespect, who does like a cosplay and kind of hides identity. Obviously, grew to a stature where you can't hide forever. But have you ever like maybe crossed your mind when you started out to maybe hide an identity, something like that, or maybe like a disguise of whatever?
Not really. I mean, I feel like if you're going to do that, you're almost playing a role, like an acting part, right?
Sure.
And one thing that was important to me was kind of like ingraining my identity and my personality into my stream persona. And I felt like that was going to be pretty hard to do if I was like acting a role versus kind of just going in and being myself. I work really hard to try to be authentic in my content. Like I want to come off as authentic all the time. And that would be kind of tough to do. Although I like Doc has obviously had his issues, but back when he was more well liked across the community, like what he did is hilarious. And now Peanut, what he's doing is absolutely hilarious, and it's awesome they can find a role for that. But that kind of stuff was not for me.
I got you.
Yeah. So obviously you said you've been playing the show since, you know, you were a little kid and stuff. But outside of that, when you started streaming, were you playing just mainly just stuff that you like to play, or were you trying to look for stuff that also, I guess, performs?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both, right? Like you don't want to play a game where like each, how do I put this? Each game on Twitch, and you guys know this as content creators, each game on Twitch is kind of its own little pond, and there's only a certain amount of viewers in that little pond. And there's not really many things that will change the amount of viewers in that pond. So like every game that you stream realistically does have a cap to the amount of viewership you can get and how big you can grow. I realized pretty quickly that NHL is a smaller pond than the show. But I mean, I did want to play games. One of the things that like, I never wanted to play Fortnite or COD or even some like story modes on stream, because when you have to be like locked into a BR or that kind of stuff, like it's really, really hard to interact with chat. Whereas like MLB The Show is damn near the perfect game to stream if you want to be incredibly interactive with your chat, because there is so much downtime between pitches, between flipping through menus, between whatever it is. And during that time, I can look at chat, answer a couple of questions, then I'm locked back in for the next pitch. And at the end of the day, streaming did boil down to wanting to be interactive and wanting to have fun with people in my community. So I was always going to pick games that allowed me to do that. And honestly, I'm very lucky in that I love sports games. Sports games were always my favorite growing up, and sports games are the games that kind of lend you to that kind of content.
Okay.
It's kind of like the same thing that we and Bobby go through. I mean, we don't stream games, obviously, but from casting a net standpoint, you mentioned like a pond, and each game has its own pond. But we were just talking about talking shop and how the theory is great in the sense of we can talk about whatever we want. We try to stay far away from politics for obvious reasons, but everything else is pretty much on the table. But that also casting that wide net, you're like almost casting your fish line into an ocean, and with being able to talk about anything, you know, it's hard to find that like niche of the crowd, if you will, to like stick around as far as building a subscription.
Well, and I mean, that's it's when with a guy with a podcast like you guys have, like the net on this is like almost infinitesimally big, right? Like anyone could come in and enjoy what you're talking about and want to stick around. For me, the only people who are going to come watch me are people that have like a baseline enjoyment of baseball, right? Like if you don't like baseball at all, you are not going to enjoy my content because guess what's going on in the background 100% of the time? I'm hitting a ball with a stick. So if you don't like baseball, I already lose you as a viewer. Or if you don't like CFB or you don't like Madden, I already lose you as a viewer. And I mean, it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know that there's been a big push for a lot of content creators to really branch out their horizons. Like you have guys like Aiden Ross, right, who's a massive content creator now. He started as an NBA 2K streamer and then realized I need to go bigger than 2K to be able to hit the next step. So you're kind of seeing that a lot. Like a lot of these streamers who started as primarily video game streamers have spun off into whole different things, because if you want to grow to the biggest possible place you can grow, you have to be able to cast that net wider than you can as just a gamer.
I'm just not a fan of the IRL portion of streams. I don't need to follow you wherever you go and all these, watch you eat at a diner. I'm just not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I like vlogs and I like IRL streaming. Where I start having big issues with IRL streaming is when people start fucking with other people. Like you can do your IRL streaming and that's all fine. Don't let your IRL streaming impact other people around you. Like don't be pulling pranks on people out in public or screwing with people, or like Jack Doherty, like going out and trying to fight people and then like having a security step in to say, like, that kind of shit is so whack. But like a good vlog or watching people go do things or enjoy things, like that's cool to me. But yeah, I mean, we've hit a point where like content creation has turned into so clip based that everyone is just clip farming all the time. And there's a part of me that does kind of hate that kind of content.
Yeah. I mean, I applaud to them for doing it, because I can imagine, like, I think we all obviously want to be as authentic as possible and show our viewers that. But there's something obviously about, from a natural standpoint, when the camera's on, there's maybe like that switch that turns on automatically.
Oh yeah.
But being an IRL, it's like that switch has to be on all the time. That's like that's draining.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, and I'm sure you guys experience this as content creators. Like, I would never say creating content is necessarily more difficult than my 8 to 5 job, but I would say that content creation is difficult in other ways. Like, I feel if you had me do a standard 8 to 5 as a lawyer, where I'm knocking out my motions or whatever and working, and you make me do an 8 to 5 stream, there's a very real chance that I will be more mentally exhausted after my 8-hour stream than I would be after an 8-hour job as an attorney. Like, you have to be so locked in, trying to respond to everyone's comments, managing and monitoring 15,000 different things at once. Like, streaming comes with its own difficulties, and especially like my content, and being that I'm so much a news guy and like have to be first, like there's a little part of what I do for MLB The Show that is kind of like a Adam Schefter role, right? Like, if I am not the first person to tweet out the new news, then I have failed as a content creator. And that makes it so this job, my hobby, which technically kind of is a second job for me, is damn near 24/7. Like, I have to be plugged in at all times, ready to jump on anything that happens. So I mean, like, it's tough. Streaming and content creation is hard in its own ways.
So you got like,
we actually did a 12-hour stream in November, and all we did was we sit in these chairs that you're looking at right now for 12 hours, and I probably got some of the best sleep of my life after, because I was just like, holy shit. I felt like we just did an actual like marathon, because like he's the one that runs all the stuff on the boards and stuff, but like before, we had all 12 hours advertiser for all 12 hours. So I was reading stuff for scripts on those. We were doing challenges, giveaways, had guests coming in and out. Like, there was, like you said, there's a lot of stuff that you got to juggle. So like at the end, because I think we did 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. And when that 2 a.m. struck, man, you definitely felt it for sure.
Bro, and my 32-year-old body is not built for that anymore. I have people come in and like, are you going to do a subathon ever? Or can you do a 24-hour stream? And I'm like, No, thank you. I'm not built for that. Like, if you would have got 23-year-old me, maybe we could have had a different conversation. But 32-year-old man, I'm not. That's not me anymore. It's not me anymore.
Well, if you ever change your mind, even if it's on the short end of things, throw Bobby and I's hat in the ring. We'll gobble up some content hours for you.
There you go. That works.
Fill in some free time there. Get an app in. We'll hit the ball with a stick a couple times.
There you go.
Yeah,
I saw you guys, not to side rail this podcast or anything, but you guys both, before you brought me on, were showing Ghost. I saw Straw Bango. I saw
I had the Welch's grape.
Yep. Welch's grape's the goat, by the way, goat flavor of Ghost, with the exception of iced tea lemonade. Iced tea lemonade
it's another solid
bangs, but yeah, I absolutely love Ghost. You'll see me, like, I have my Ghost
nice.
water here all the time, so love Ghost.
Yeah, big Ghost guys here, and this is the Grape Cran, which is also I like a lot too.
I found it at a convenience store like last week. I bought their whole stock out. It was the first time I had seen it on the shelf, and I literally bought like 15 of them.
Yeah, when they drop new flavors, like they're tough to find. Like I can barely find the blueberry. Mm-hmm. They're getting ready to drop that 7-Up, I think, soon, which I think that'll be good too.
Yeah,
I like that one a lot. But
they're doing the A&W. Oh, I saw the 7-Up. I didn't see the A&W root beer. That's huge.
I think if they don't do an Orange Crush with this collab, I think it might be an all-time drop of the ball.
Yeah, damn, I'm excited about the root beer. That's gonna bang.
Yeah, for the most part, Ghosts, like, they don't really miss. There's not a lot of flavors where I was like, I don't really like that. Like, most of them are pretty solid, or solid to elite, in my opinion. So,
raspberry cream is the only one that I've ever had that I was like, that's not for me.
Really?
They keep that one. I didn't hate that one, but they keep talking about doing blueberries and cream too. So I think that'd be
that would be better, actually. I don't know what it's artificial raspberry for some reason. It's just not something I jive with.
That's fair. I get that. I think mine was the Warhead's sour cherry. I don't think I liked that one.
Oh, the black cherry one?
Black cherry.
That's what I said.
I only got like 2 of it, but both of them were pretty good. I like first of all, Warheads were like my childhood too. Like, I loved Warheads, but like the sour watermelon bangs, the sour green apple bangs, like, God, Ghost. They
perfected it, man, because it's like it's like sour. It's not to where you're like puckering up, but like there's a nice little jolt to sour to them. I like it a lot.
Well, and then I also like what I do day to day. I drink their protein shakes too. So, like, on top of having their energy drinks, I have their protein shakes, and like they have absolutely perfected protein shakes that taste like cereals. Like, I just got Twix, and it literally tastes like you're drinking Twix milk. It's awesome.
Yeah, I love Ghost, like that a lot. For sure. So we've talked about this quite a bit over our years, because we for the longest time we were getting Madden every year. Me and him will do like an online franchise, online dynasty in college when that finally came back. But like for the longest time in Madden, really just sports games in general, it feels like you were paying a $60, now $70 roster update. You kind of think sports games are getting better or worse at this point all across the board? I feel like the show, they've kind of improved some actual like features over the last few years, but
if you listen to the community, they would very heavily disagree with you.
Oh, really?
On that. Like, MLB The Show has the same inside of the community has the same arguments that like Madden or 2K has. That it's just a roster update every single year. They don't change anything. They're just pumping out a $70 roster update and we're eating it up, right? I think undoubtedly sports games are worse today than they were in like the mid to late 2000s. Like MVP Baseball 05, Madden 05, Madden 06, like every single sports game that was dropping at that time was just absolute bangers. And then you had 2K kind of hit their peak in the early 2010s, and it feels like everything has been trending kind of downwards since that point. I will say conclusively, the closest we have ever gotten to back to those mid 2000s is the CFB 25 drop. Like, that was the most hype. Like, they came in and they made a great game for the first year of the game, and people kind of universally loved it, and that was awesome. I do think we've kind of hit a point where these companies, 2K, SDS, and EA, have heard so much feedback and heard so much complaints that they have started kicking out slightly better games. Like, I think that Madden 26 feels like a pretty big step forward for Madden 25. NBA 2K, I think, for pound, with the exception of like the microtransaction money aspects, I think NBA 2K might be the best sports game on the market. And it feels like they do a pretty good job of trying to change things year to year. So I think we hit like the worst possible outcome over the last couple of years of sports games, and we're kind of like slowly starting to climb back up the mountain again to having good games. I do think what people should realize with sports games is it is incredibly hard to develop a full video game in like 8 months. And that's what we're getting every single year with sports games.
Sure.
Like even Call of Duty, they have to rotate through different development teams so they can rotate and have like 2 to 3 years to develop games. Sports games, exact same development team. As soon as the game drops, those people are getting ready and hitting the ground running, trying to develop a new game. So it's harder. Realistically, it is harder for them to upgrade big things year to year, especially with how expansive games have gotten. Like we're not putting out Pokemon Red anymore. Like these games are 100 gigabyte behemoths where every part of the game has to be locked in for it to work. It's gotten a lot harder to dev. So I think that plays into it a lot too.
Yeah, we'd be remiss to not mention NFL 2K5.
Facts.
What
Banger,
a banger, man!
Banger of a game.
What a banger! And that was the punch to the chin that EA Sports needed to, because 06 and 05 Maddens were both great, man. But yeah, I had to throw that one out there. Go ahead, Dylan.
That leads me to my point, though. With that, the NBA 2K, we really probably saw the downfall of sports video games when these exclusive rights came into play, and they kind of took away the competition. They didn't really have anyone to go up against and better up the next year or whatever. So when like EA signs these 10-year plus whatever it is exclusive rights with the NFL, and they can only they're the only one that can make the simulation video game, like the ones that people want to actually play. I mean, there's obviously a niche for those like arcade type style consumers, but when it comes to the simulation, that's the goat of sports games. People want to like have careers and feel like they're like, experiencing like their own kind of path that they can't experience in real life, I guess. But I think that's the biggest part of it all, was the exclusive rights part of it, where they kind of just took away the competition. I mean, they're only going against themselves. And, like Bobby said, the roster updates each year and people are still going to buy it. It's the only game on the market. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think the games could get worse with more competition, right? Like, and I mean, frankly, what you see a lot of times is like it's dog eat dog out there, and if one game rises to the top, cream rises to the top. Like NBA 2K killed NBA Live, and MLB The Show killed MLB 2K, and like the games that were the better games ended up killing other games. The only thing I would say to maybe push back a little bit on the exclusivity thing, I know like Madden specifically gets a lot of hate for the exclusivity side of things, but that's more of an NFL driven thing than a Madden driven thing. Like the NFL wants the exclusivity. Like they don't want to have to be managing a bunch of licenses. Like initially when the Madden received the exclusive rights to make an NFL simulation game back after EA or back after ESPN 2K, the NFL came to EA and said, we think that 2K is cheapening our brand by forcing consumers to pay $20 for a simulation football game. Do you want the exclusive rights? And that's kind of what started this like domino effect or snowball effect of all of these exclusive contracts across the different sports. So, I mean, I don't disagree that like the exclusivity hurts development and hurts improvement. I'm trying to think of the word I was looking for there, but I do think that some of that blame does fall on the leagues themselves, because they like knowing that they're going to get a guaranteed check every year from Madden, because Madden is going to sell bonkers no matter what every year, rather than spreading their license across a bunch of different developers.
Yeah, that sucks, man, because I remember, I don't remember how old I was. I was probably in junior high. I had to be. I got a Sega Dreamcast, underrated system, by the way, RIP. And I got NFL and NBA 2K, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember because before that, I was a Live and a Madden guy through and through, and Tecmo, super old school. But I remember playing those first time. I'm like, holy shit, this is way better than any I ever played before. Graphics were nuts at the time, 1999, 2000. Because the Madden games I was playing at the time were still like 64-bit. This was like full on, pretty similar, close to kind of what today's like. And there was just they were killing it. But yeah, it sucks that eventually they kind of just snatched it away from 2K, at least on the football side, and just handed it over to EA, who, now that they don't have any competition. Because I know a couple years ago, 2K was talking about getting back into, football games, but the NFL was like, yeah, you can't run with any of the teams, so it'd be kind of pointless. Although I did love Blitz the League, to be honest. That was a bunch of fakes teams. That was a fun game there. But yeah, I wish they'd kind of open up a little bit and just see what 2K's got in this day and age as far as like a football game. Or I'd even like, because EA owns NBA Street franchise. I'd like to see them maybe bring something like that back to kind of mix it up. Obviously, that's not simulation style, but it's just still like it's fun to kind of branch off and play the arcade style games too.
The street games were bangers too.
Yeah.
The other thing too is like we have hit a situation where like these games have had exclusivity rights or monopolies on the specific sports for so long. It would take a developer an absurd amount of money to try to buy any sort of market share. Like even if 2K did drop an NFL game today, like so many people would just buy Madden because it is Madden. Like it's because it's what they've known for so long. And I think you run into a situation where a lot of these developers are like the market cost to get back in is just not worth it for us on here. So it's like just shying away from the competition and being like our bottom line is going to hurt for a little bit if we try to jump back in on this.
Yeah, for sure. It's just corporate greed, That's what it boils down to, kind of, which sucks for us. But I mean, we're gonna keep buying the games. That's it is what it is.
Right. But I heard also that maybe the exclusive rights agreement with EA and the NFL was coming up. Maybe that kind of relates to the possible improvement of 26 and why it was better than 25. You need to up there because I mean, I'm sure the NFL has heard that maybe the product of NFL Madden is not that great, and people are very upset and would love to see 2K have their crack at it again. But I don't know. Maybe that was just enough fire under EA's ass to step up the product a little bit in Madden 26.
Well, and I mean, even back when, and EA is kind of in a weird situation because now they have internal competition, right? So like you have EA College Football and Madden, and they're kind of fighting for the same consumers. And EA CFB drops like a month before Madden does, and they're like, there's a lot of people who aren't going to be willing to buy both of those games or throw down $70 to $100 to buy both of them. But yeah, I would like to see more people be willing to give a crack at making games for sure. But now we've run into a situation where like every sports game developer has just had their name dragged through the mud by all of their communities. So like 2K for as good of a game as I think NBA 2K is for the most part, like if you go talk to that community, they hate 2K. They hate the developers. They hate 2K. If you go talk to the Madden community, they hate the developers. They hate 2K. If you go talk to MLB The Show, they hate the developers and they hate MLB The Show. And I do wonder, like, even if 2K tried to jump back in and make a football game, has 2K's reputation been hurt so bad by how people feel about 2K basketball that they wouldn't be willing to buy into 2K football? It's like a self-fulfilling fantasy, right? Like we talk so much shit on all of these developers for so many years, and then we beat them down and they start making worse games, and then they're not willing to invest into other things, and like it's just a gigantic self-fulfilling fantasy.
It's like why even make an NFL game? We suck at basketball.
Like, screw you guys. If we're gonna make a good game and you guys are still gonna call it shit, well then we're not gonna try. Screw off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, man. We don't obviously need any actual info or anything, but like streaming now, has that kind of become like a second revenue stream for you at this point?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
for sure. I I mean, without getting too far into the mud with like how much it works, I make a good amount of money during the MLB The Show like launch to probably August when Madden and 2K drop, like our heavy season. It's not enough for me to like walk away from being an attorney or walk away from being a lawyer by any means, but it's definitely enough to supplement us, and it's allowed my wife and I to take some fun vacations, and it helped us pay for treatment we were getting our dog for a while. So like it's nice to take some of those expenses off of our plate that would normally be coming out of our salaries, and I can just kind of use my stream money to help us there. So yeah, I mean, like definitely we've hit a point where streaming and making content around MLB The Show has been fairly lucrative. I know people, like when they think about streamer incomes and think about that kind of stuff, they always think about like the Ninjas and the Kai Cenats and that kind of stuff, where like they're making millions and millions. And I'm not like getting filthy rich off of making the show content, but it's nice. Yeah, it's nice extra into my bank every month for sure.
I think I seen a tweet, and who knows if it's true, but it said that Kai Cenat hasn't streamed in 6 months, but he's still making $500K a month from subscribers on Twitch.
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's crazy.
Because much like other models, if you can get someone to lock into the subscription, a lot of people won't take that additional step to unlock the subscription, right? It's like the gym model that basically the gym's like, oh, you can have a gym membership for $10 a month, and then 6 months down the line, it shoots up to $30 a month, but you don't want to go through the hassle of canceling the gym membership. And streaming memberships work the same way.
Planet Fitness. I've worked there when I lived down in Florida, and knowing the background and everything how it is, it's an incredible lucrative business because they make the memberships just low enough to where like it's not raising any red flags when it hits your account on an automatic withdrawal, and you can't make a membership without the automatic withdrawal. So like right there, they got you from day one. And they get those like sneaky once a year annual maintenance fees. They're like quadruple the price of your membership. And next thing you know,
well, that and like you can sign up through their app or online, but you can't cancel on it. Like you got to go to the gym. Yeah, and a lot of people, they don't want to talk to nobody.
No.
Yeah. Can't do it over the phone. Gotta have.
So yeah, they're just they're just paying Planet Fitness $200 a month or whatever.
Real quick numbers off of my gym alone was. We had 10,000 members signed up at that specific gym, just that one single gym. And we would only get on a busy day, about 800 to 900 check-ins for that day. That's so only nuts. 1% of your memberships is using the gym on like maybe an average day-to-day basis. So there's like a 99% that's not even using it. You've got people calling that haven't been to the gym in 3,000 days, wanting refunded for the days they didn't use. And we were insane. Nope, it's like driving a car. It's like you can't just call your the car loan or whatever, whoever's loaning your car, and be like, I didn't drive my car all this month. Do I have to make my payment still?
That's crazy. That's gotta be very lucrative for the franchisee.
Oh yeah, it's great business to get into.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, and that's why everyone's turning into subscription-based models, right? Like Xbox Game Pass, Netflix, like people are not dumb, man. Like there's so many people that just do these like set it and forget it subscriptions, and then they just rake in the dough because people don't go through the hassle of canceling them.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Then you have third-party subscription bases that are looking out for you, saying, hey, we're going to look at all these subscriptions that you don't even use. Like you have to pay this like third party.
You're going to pay our subscription.
Yeah, pay our subscription app so we can look out for you by looking at the subscriptions that you're not even using, that we can help you save money so you can continue to buy and pay for us.
It's insane.
It's vicious cycle of 2026. Yeah, welcome 100%.
To it. So you got your lawyer job, your streamer job. Obviously, that takes up a lot of time, and you also want to kind of be involved with the family and stuff. So what keeps you consistent with the streaming side of things, when you don't feel like it? When you got, a long day, maybe it was a tough day. You also got to try to fit in, a few hours, dinner and, with stuff, hang out with the kids and stuff. But then you're also like, damn, I got to go stream for 2 hours, 3 hours. How you pull yourself into the office?
When I was really like first getting started and like nose to the grindstone and streaming every single night, and like, I guilted myself into streaming a lot, like especially when MLB The Show, because it's easy to jump on and stream when I know I'm gonna have 200 viewers and like MLB The Show's banging and we like just launched and it's fun, right? It gets hard when it's like September and you know your viewership is going to be a quarter of what it was a few months ago. And but there was a lot of guilt. It was a lot of like, if I don't go live, I'm letting people down, or I'm letting myself down, or I won't see the growth. And that was really unhealthy. It was incredibly unhealthy, and led to me having less fun doing it, honestly, because there was a lot of nights where I was live and I was just not in it. I was just like, I'm clocking into a job basically, and I can't wait to clock out. So realistically, my life has changed to a point where if I feel like that, I just don't stream. Right? Like I know I have a loyal enough community. I know that my viewers are going to be there tomorrow. If I go live tomorrow, I don't need to like kill myself or burn myself out to get that one extra viewer. And that grind mindset has caused a lot of streamers to blow up, and that's awesome. But it also causes a lot of streamers to burn out. Guys like Tfue, like who was going live every single day and then just had to take a step away from streaming because they just couldn't do it anymore. So over the last couple of years, I've really tried to prioritize, even before like the numbers that I'm putting up, trying to have a healthier relationship with streaming. So if my baby has something that she needs to do, or if my wife wants to watch a movie, or if whatever it is, I'm taking the night off, man. At the end of the day, like there's hierarchies to this, and content creation is well below my family and my home life, and also well below my lawyer life. And that's just how it is. This isn't how I pay my bills, or let me rephrase. It's not how I pay all of my bills. There's things that just have to take precedence. So I used to have that mindset, which is like, how do you go live when you don't want to go live? And the answer is like, I just don't anymore.
I like that, man. Yeah, because the burnout, I'm sure, can be very real. I mean, we just talked about him 5 minutes ago. Kai Cenat, I mean, he did that 30, the subathon where he's live 24/7 for a month, and then now he's doing whatever he's doing with fashion, or I don't know, some along those lines. But yeah, I totally get it, man. Sometimes even with this, we only do this once a week, but doing it once a week on one of the 2 nights a week that we have off from our full-time gigs. Driving, it can also kind of wear on you a little bit sometimes, so and there's even time we'll talk during the week, but hey man, I want to do this with the family. We'll take a week off. So yeah, that's just a smart way to do it, instead of just kind of forcing yourself, because we did do that, and then we ended up taking a whole year off because we were just like, all right, screw this, we're done doing it. And then we didn't podcast for the whole year, and then finally came back to it a few years ago. But yeah, for sure.
It's incredibly like that grind mindset can make you pop off, but at the end of the day, like it can be incredibly unhealthy. And I mean, truth be told, because I aim to be an entertainer first and foremost, like I want to keep people on my stream and I want to enjoy my stream. People know when you're not in it, right? Like just because you go live, it's hard to put on the mask and pretend like everything's hunky dory and everything's perfect. Like there's nights where, I will, like my wife and I will get in a fight and I'm like, dude, I can't leave this baggage at the door. Like I'm going to be in a bad mood when I go live, and I'm going to pop off at some viewer, or I'm going to say some shit that I'm going to regret. And I would just rather not do that. So like, it's a balancing act, because like, also you don't want to run into the situation that, oh, I don't feel like going live tonight. Oh, I don't feel like going live tonight. And then all of a sudden you haven't went live for 3 weeks and you're like, shit, I haven't went live for 3 weeks. So it's definitely a balancing act, but I've definitely been more cognizant and more healthy with like really taking time to myself if I just don't think I'm going to be able to give it for a night on stream.
Good, man.
So
That's a smart way to do it.
Per week?
I generally shoot for like 4 days a week. Like if
that's pretty solid.
All things considered, I'll generally try to do 1 day on the weekend and then 3 throughout the standard week.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I mean, it gives you that flexibility to have those. Like, I mean, I'm not just not do it tonight and then hit it the next night. I mean, with our situation being only one, like Bobby said, we kind of only have that free time because we're on opposite schedules. So we can't. It's like we got Saturday night, maybe a Sunday morning or throughout sometimes Sunday. If they can't do any of those nights, it's like that's 2 weeks then without an episode. And like as a content creator as yourself, that like consistency is key, and that 2 week span, the algorithms like they just throw your stuff into the wasteland of the abyss.
Yeah, if you go 2 weeks without posting on YouTube, like they'll stop pushing your videos. You go 2 weeks without going live on Twitch, or a month without going live on Twitch, they'll stop pushing your notifications out to your viewers. Like, and that's kind of a hard battle. The other thing I have made a change to my content over the last handful of years. When I was streaming initially, I had a very rigid schedule. People could expect me streaming the same time every single week. It was Monday through Thursday. I would drive to hang out with my wife, then girlfriend, Friday to Sunday. So I only had Monday to Thursday. So I was live every single night at like 5 p.m. my time for 3 or 4 hours, Monday through Thursday. And I do feel like for me personally, going away from a really rigid schedule and more just like popping a stream when I feel like having a stream, it's probably hurt my consistent viewership a little bit, but it has done wonders for how much I've enjoyed my content.
That's probably the most important part.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, big time.
It sounds selfish, but I mean, at the end of the day, like you're going to get the best products for the consumer.
Exactly.
If you're in the great mood for it. And then, I mean, like you said, they're loyal. So they have probably notifications put on, so they'll know when you're live.
Yeah. I mean, and the people who want to watch me will find the way to watch me when it's time to watch me. Right. And maybe I'm losing out on that viewer that might come in one time at that given time, but like, we talked about it. There's always fish in the sea, right? There might be a total amount of fish in the lake, but there's probably always going to be another fish that comes around.
There's always another fish.
Okay. Got a two-parter here for you. One being, do you have a dream collab? And then the second is there somebody in the maybe the show community, or I guess maybe sports gaming community in general, that you think deserves some more like attention?
Yeah, that's a good one. Dream collab for me, I'll do one creator and one not creator. A not creator would be someone like Mike Trout, right? Like someone that's just like a huge baseball star. That would be the dream collab, and it really would make you feel like validated or feel like you kind of made it in the baseball space. So that's where I would go. The dream collab inside of the MLB The Show community is probably your friend Kyle, who is the biggest content creator for MLB The Show. Like, he has the most subs. He's doing the best. Like, he's been top of the game for 5-6 years. He's probably, I think of Kyle kind of akin to, if you guys are more Madden focused players or know Madden a little bit more, MMG. Like, MMG is like kind of what I would view Kyle as in the Madden community. So, and I'm lucky enough that Kyle and I like have direct communication. Like, we can DM, he follows me. Like, if I could probably shoot my shot on a collab if I wanted to, but it's just one of those things. Like, you want to make it feel like it's worth his time, because there's levels to this, as you guys definitely know. As far as creators that I think deserve more of a shout out, one of my best friends in the MLB The Show community, I've been blessed enough to go on his pod a bunch of times. His handle is KDJTV in the MLB The Show community. He is just such a genuinely good person, and I enjoy every single time that I get to interact with him, and I want him to have nothing but success in his content creation journey. So he's doing well for himself. He's about to hit 10,000 subs on YouTube, which is not easy to do in this space, but he deserves every single YouTube subscriber on the face of the planet. Like, that dude is just a genuinely good dude. I love every single interaction I have with him, and I want nothing but the best for that man.
I feel like there's not enough of those kind of guys out there in that space. There needs to be some more of those kind of guys, or at least maybe they put on a mask that they are, but then you kind of find out not so much.
I have tweeted more than a few times, do not idolize content creators, because there's a lot of us that suck. Oh my God. You see so many content creators fall from grace because they're just behind the mask. They are bad people, and they're making money, but they're bad people.
It's that switch we talked about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. So like for the folks that are watching right now, because we're talking about guys that deserve some more attention. For the people that are maybe starting out or maybe kind of in the midst of their journey and maybe kind of stuck in the mud a little bit, what would you say, for those that are trying to grow, what's one thing that they should start doing and maybe one thing they should stop doing immediately to maybe help get some traction?
Yeah, I can do that. So the first thing you need to stop doing, stop comparing yourself to other content creators. So don't look at your numbers versus other content creators' numbers and try to compare yourself, because all you're going to do is beat yourself down. You're never going to be satisfied with your numbers. You're always going to be trying to chase the next thing. That's not to say don't compare yourself to content creators in a way that you can like pick parts of other people's content you really enjoy and want to try to incorporate into your content and make your content better. But like, don't compare yourself and be like, oh, he's a better creator than me. Look at how many followers and viewers he has. Like, that's a really bad thing. Just do it. Like in the old Nike frame, like don't feel scared to go live. Don't feel scared to post a TikTok. Don't feel scared to post a YouTube video. Like, you are going to be bad at this at the start. Like any other skill you have in your life, it has to be built up. You have to get better and better at it as you go. You'll learn over time. You'll get better over time. You'll refine your content over time. So that's absolutely huge. And then the third thing I would say for content creators, diversify your content. If you are just going to be a Twitch streamer, you are never going to grow. There are a billion Twitch streamers out there. You have to be able to have a person find you when you are not live on Twitch. So post your content on Instagram, post your content on YouTube Shorts, post your content on TikTok, post your content legitimately anywhere where you can post your content, where you can get more eyes on you, and then get that ball rolling. And once you start building some momentum and going, just keep it rolling, man. Just keep it going. Keep building the momentum, keep it rolling, keep it going. Some of it is luck. Some of it is striking while the iron's hot and hitting it at the right time and getting lucky. But a lot of it is just hard work. How hard are you willing to work to build a community and make this work? That light is going crazy, man.
Yeah, no, that's why I like turned around. So I think it's going off what you're saying. Maybe I don't know
exactly.
When to go and when to stop.
Play the Twilight Zone.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. That's nice. Well, I got a light bulb to change. So a couple more things before we get out of here. I want to talk about your minor league hat collection, man. You kind of you're kind of like Rey Mysterio, man. You don't wear the same one twice. At least kind of what I notice. How'd you get started with the collection?
Well, I mean, I've always been into hats. Like, I've always been a hat guy. I've always been a New Era hat guy. Like, even before I streamed, I would have different color hats for different outfits and would accessorize outfits with hats and that kind of stuff.
Turn the thing off. Keep going. I'm sorry.
You're good. Specifically with the minor league hats, it kind of just, like, I started finding all of these really fun names and really fun logos and that kind of stuff as I started streaming the show, because like a lot of the minor league teams are in the game and you're like, oh, that's a fun name or that's a fun logo. So I started like buying my hats as I started streaming the show. And there are so many minor league teams with unbelievable logos and like the most outlandish shit on hats that like there's always a new one for me to buy. And I have no ability to stop myself from continuing to buy them. I see a fun one and I'm like, all right, that's getting added to the collection. And that's how you end up with, I don't even know, man. I have to be pushing 100 plus at this point. But
do you have a Toledo Mud Hens hat?
I don't have a Mud Hens hat. That's one that I need to get. Yeah,
that's our hometown squad. So yeah. You gotta get one of those.
I do need to get on that one.
I recommend following, if you don't already, on Twitter, minor league. I think it's minor league promos,
baseball promos. Yep,
yeah.
MILB promos. Hell yeah, brother. Where do you think
you follow?
There's so many times. Oh hell yeah.
Dude, we're talking
I was gonna say he's a good
baseball over here.
He's a good friend of mine, and he's every single day, all day, just posting merch stuff, everything across the board. So,
and he gets me all the time. He posts something. He's like, "Oh, this team is having a 25% sale on their hats," and I'm like, "All right, I'm there." And like he gets me all the time. Yeah, MILB promos. Yeah, that's a good follow. 100% already follow him and use his.
I guess I probably should have assumed that since you got 100
notifications are on.
Yeah, for sure. He's my Adam Schefter. Like he's my.
It's
Adam
impressive.
Schefter. That's all I care
impressive.
about.
Yeah. He's like nonstop. It's like seriously every single day, all day long. But I'm going to ask the question that we ask all our guests at the end of each episode, and that is, knowing what you know today, what is one thing you would tell your 18-year-old self?
The biggest thing I would tell my 18-year-old self, it's two things. One, you don't know anything, so stop pretending like you do. And the second thing is just keep going, man. There's going to be a lot of times over the next couple of years that you're going to think you're on the wrong path. You're going to make a lot of mistakes. Just keep going. Eventually it'll all work out. You'll have a beautiful wife. You'll have a beautiful daughter. You're going to have the career of your dreams, and things are going to work out. You just got to wake up every day and keep going.
Love it, man. Love that answer a lot. Makes sense. And you're 100% right. I didn't know jack shit at 18 years old, even though they try to make you seem like you should know everything right out the gate. So, yeah, that's a smart one right there. I love that answer. Before we do end it, though, give all the socials across the board where they can watch you, consume your content, follow you, all that good stuff.
So you can follow me virtually anywhere at Nutzypoo. That's my Twitch, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram. I've been saying it in every video. I'm doubling down on YouTube content this year. Every year, when an MLB The Show drops, I pick one of my socials that is really going to be the focus. The last year or two, it's been Twitter. Before that, it was Twitch and TikTok. And this year, it is YouTube. So we're going pretty heavy on the YouTube side of things. And then if you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at Nutzypoo_TTV.
There it is. Yeah, make sure you guys go over there. Follow them if you're playing MLB The Show, college football, Madden. Yeah, you get all the info. Like I said, I was following them to kind of learn how to get better at some of these games and stuff. So a lot of good tutorials and great information. And then when the new games are coming out, you can kind of get the ins and outs of what to expect and all that good stuff. So definitely a great follow all across the board with that. But appreciate you coming on, man. This has been great. Like I said, we've been looking forward to it for weeks, and it was really cool to get to know you a little bit better behind the scenes and kind of learn how you juggle everything you got going on. So very much respect what you're doing, and we hope that you keep achieving some success, man. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Appreciate you guys for having me, and it's fun because, generally when I go live, it's like, I'm playing MLB The Show, I'm answering people's questions about MLB The Show, but I really enjoy like having the opportunity to kind of build that connection with people outside of my online persona and talk about my job and talk about my life and that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for giving me a platform to do that tonight. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and obviously the content is absolutely electric to the point that you took out one of my light bulbs. So I think that should also help pull some people your way. But Dylan, with all that said, you know what time it is.
Yes, sir, Bobby. 2:28, I believe. 2:28 in the books. So appreciate the time. And hopefully we can do this again with you, Nutsy. And it was great to get to know kind of the ins and outs of what you get to do, living almost like the double life of a lawyer and a content creator streamer. I did want to ask one more thing though. Like you said, the Adam Schefter of breaking news for like the MLB The Show and stuff like that. Do you go as far as like how I think what's his name? Andrew Wojnarowski?
Adrian
Wojnarowski. Where he would take like his phone into the shower and he would never leave his phone. He had multiple phones and everything like that. Do you go that crazy with it?
I don't know if I've ever taken it in the shower. I will tell you it is within arm's reach of the shower, and I have my sounds on. So and I have notifications on for everywhere I need notifications. So like if news hits, I will tell you I will jump out of the shower to get something out. But I don't know, the phone in the shower might be a little bit too much for me.
That's dedication enough, brother. I respect it, and keep the grind going. Again, thanks for the time. For myself, Bobby, Nutsy, take care, people.
TSP, we like to welcome you. Every show we drop a gem on you to invest in you. We giving you the game, not no lame shit. These other podcasts talk about the same shit. We talk sports, world news, entertainment.